Comic book fans, Chuck Suffle, whatchareading.com. Checking in with this week's comics. What'd you buy? I had a pretty good week. It wasn't as crazy as last week, wasn't as great as last week, but there was some good stuff nonetheless. Let's start with Marvel, going to DC, and then get to the really good stuff. So right off the bat, we've got Deadpool Killustrated. Have you checked this thing out? It's issue 2. It's very reminiscent of Unwritten, but it's Deadpool, so it's fun. He's decided he's got to kill every fictional character in the fictional world in order to unmake himself, shall we say. So he's working his way through. First issue was Moby Dick. Second issue says Tom Sawyer, but there's other stuff going on as well. It's Deadpool. It's fun. It's funny. It's worth reading. It's Cullen Bunn, by the way. Cullen is well known for his Oni Press property, The Sixth Gun, which is a really cool Western horror comedy, cool book. So, and he's doing just as good on Deadpool, obviously. Let's see what's next. Ooh, X-Men Legacy, one of the books I've been following for a very long time. Obviously, the whole new, Marvel Now thing. They've revamped everything. They've killed people. They've brought people into new teams. The main character in X-Men Legacy now is David Heller, who is, as longtime fans know, Charles Xavier's son. He's also known as Legion, a psychopath with thousands of personalities shoved into his brain, each personality having different mutant powers. He's a lot of fun as a character, and because there's so many things they can do with him, and the constant struggle in his mind and how he relates to that in the real world is really working well. I kind of feel like they're probably not going to keep him as the main character forever. I'm enjoying it right now. I don't know where it's going to go. Again, worth looking into. That's all for Marvel, believe it or not, so far that I've read. But those were the 2 books this week that I really enjoyed for Marvel. DC, I only have 1 book to talk about tonight, and that is All-Star Western. Jonah Hex, Jimmy Palmiotti, Justin Gray. If you haven't read it, you're crazy. It's probably the best book out of the New 52, right up there with the Batman books. Palmiotti's just killing it. Gray's work is amazing. And I never read Hex before this came out. I was not a Hex fan. But this is a really good, gritty, urban Western. Does that make any sense? Can you have an urban Western? And the supporting cast is Arkham, Dr. Arkham. It takes place in Gotham, the old Gotham, way before any Batman wandered in. And it deals with all the characters and personalities from that era, but all the same families we've already known. The Waynes, the Cobblepotts, a whole bunch of people that you'll recognize names of. This arc's been going on a long time. It's worth going back and checking into. Where are we now? Yeah, we're at issue 17. So it's definitely gritty, fun, violent. It's a good book. So ends our big 2. And now we get into the fun stuff. Image, as usual. We know, my favorite imprint. Definitely the number 3 of the big 3 now, in my opinion. Which I used to think was Dark Horse, but Image has the books. They just have the books. Perfect example. Skullkickers. I know it says the Uncanny Skullkickers. Jim Zub's having a little fun with everybody. If you don't know who Jim Zub is, if you don't know what Uncanny Skullkickers is, you're missing out. Go to Alternative Minds. No, go to whatchareading.com. I have a review of one of the Skullkickers trades. Get yourself situated. Find this issue, because this is the number 1 of the new Skullkickers series. I'm having trouble with this camera. I'm learning. It's new characters. It's same universe. It's fun. There's going to be a bunch of these reboot covers. I love that somebody is thumbing their nose at the big 2, and this is a great book to do it with. So support Zub, support Skullkickers. Go out and find this one. It's an Image title. Zub also has some great stuff online. Look him up on Twitter and look for his page, because he writes about writing and he does it really well. I've been trying to learn as much as I can from guys like him. Another Image book. This is a number 3, but I wanted to profile it. What is it? The Legend of Luther Strode now, instead of The Strange Talent. Luther Strode is just sick. Justin Jordan has taken the idea of answering that strongman ad in the back of comic books and gone to a whole different, strange place that is so much fun to watch. I would say go back and get The Strange Talent. It was a really good series. But if you jump in Legend, I think you can jump in. It is worth jumping in. I'll just show you the back cover just for fun of it, a pinup that somebody did. Every issue's got pinups. It's got, this glare is horrible. Every issue's just gorgeous. Let's see. Gorgeous, gory, crazy, mad, crazy. You can't even see. I got it. All right. Anybody who has suggestions on how to like this better, please just put them in the comments, will you? I know, it's number 2. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I have written too many words, probably, about this series, Witch Doctor. Brandon Seifert does the only book of its kind. He is a mystical medical practitioner. Again, go to what you're reading, and I have a bunch of stuff written about Witch Doctor and about Seifert. It's so cool. It's Hawkeye Pierce, Dr. House, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't even know. I'm bad with that. I need to write that to make it work. Please go and look at what I already have written about this series and about these creators. Kettner's work is, Lucas Kettner does the art. It's wonderful. Brandon Seifert's writing is sick and crazy and fun. Definitely worth checking out. The only book that I actually have a review written for on the site this week is Rocketeer book. I know, sounds odd coming from me, but notice the title, Hollywood Horror. Yes, as usual. Must have something weird in it, right? Rocketeer, everybody knows a Rocketeer. Everybody remembers a Rocketeer. It's been around since '82. You probably saw the movie. Jennifer Connelly. Just to scratch that. You probably saw the movie. Rocketeer was done by Dave Stevens, and it's a book that harkens back to the Golden Age heroes, the heroes of the 30s. Wonderful stuff. Very heroic, but very fun and light. This book does a few different things. It's going in a different direction. There's definitely going to be some horror. There's some tentacles involved, and we all know how much we like tentacles in our horror, right? And there's even a shout out to some classic investigators, which just I talk about it in the review, and it just really blew my mind. It was a lot of fun to see that because I'm an old man. I was 43 this week, so it kind of reminds you that there are things that go on in the world that some people besides you have heard of. So again, Rocketeer. Oh, Rocketeer is actually from IDW. The other books were Image. Quick shout out. It's not just an Image title. This is a Skybound Image title, which is an imprint under Image. So make sure to ask for that by name, Skybound. And one digital that you will actually see, if I can get it posted, on Alternative Minds tonight. Shrugged. Let's see if we can get a good picture of that cover from Aspen. Straighten that out. Don't want a lot of people. I haven't even written a review yet, so you're getting it first. Shrugged. Let's see. What can I say about it? It's the story of a guy. The story of a man. The story of a man with a problem. His problem seems to be that his angel and demon, his better and his worse, are actually there. They're actually creatures who hang out and make life hell for him, or hard for him. I don't know. Hell, we could say hell. Let's see. Can we get a good... The work, the artwork is just extraordinary. I'm not really a digital guy, we know that, but even for digital, this is just beautiful stuff. I'd love to see it in print. I probably will buy it in print. Check out Alternative Minds tonight, and probably what you're reading as well tomorrow, and I'll have some stuff on that. What can I say? What'd you buy this week? What are you reading? Let me know. Tell me in the comments. All right? Thanks, guys. Have a good night.